G'day and welcome back to another episode of Destiny for Dummies, this show primarily about Destiny 2 with a distinct Australian flavour. Today on the show, you'll need to slip on some tracky dacks and fire up the Kingswood as we head out to see where the is Xur. This is our series primarily about what exotic trinkets Xur has for us this week in his bag of tricks, but we also cover a couple of tidbits on trials and also the highlights of the weekly TWAB, if any. Now, if that's a short segment, don't blame me, just means Bungie had fuck all to say. I'm going to timestamp the bits and pieces for you in case you don't feel like listening to me crap on about the Cruise for Two all day, and if you can, cut straight to the bit you like. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and turn on the notifications if you haven't already, and of course any likes or a fancy comment would also be appreciated. My name is Slammer. It's the 11th of July here in the future, and most likely still the 10th, wherever you are and you're hard at work, while here I am at 6 a.m. in the morning doing my best to get you the good stuff. So, as usual, let's cut straight to the chase. But before we do, I'm just joking. I've been watching too many of a certain someone's videos, but it rhymes with cactus. So, where is this bastard hiding today? And the answer is he's catching a ride on old mate Callus's barge up in Watcher's Grave on Nessus. If you've got a spare whack of glimmer in your trunk, you could splash out in a couple of chests while you're here if you're still farming out errantals in the menagerie. Otherwise, just make your way to the rear of the barge where all the cool kids hang out and you'll find him. For the weapon, we have Mick Dundee's favourite. This is a knife. The Black TALON. This is basically a souped up version of Temptation's Hook, which is one of the two Season of Arrival swords we got, and fires projectiles using R2. I'm not sure what the damage potential difference is between the two, and I don't have enough cash to pay Fallout to do any testing, so just let me know in the comments if you already know the answer. Otherwise, I'll be sure to make this a priority to find out. Either way, it's a cool weapon, just not as unique anymore as it was previously, and so many would use another better DPS weapon over this one. Probably everyone's favourite Dark Drinker 2.0. Otherwise known as falling guillotine. Notice the way I say it. Had me fucked what some people overseas were calling, and I thought I just wasn't reading it right until I realised that it's just obviously pronounced different over there. Now, time to suit up. As per usual, we'll start with our Caped Crusaders, and today we have MECHANEER'S Tricksters, which is definitely less interesting than it sounds. They increase the readiness and swapping two of sidearms. If you're critically wounded, switching to a sidearm also does more damage. This one's very situational, meaning that your exotic benefit is only happening on occasion. Like many exotics in this game though, there is simply more powerful threads to put on, and so these tend to collect dust in the vault. That's if you didn't already delete them because you didn't have any space. Before I forget, they do come with a total of 63 points, with 22 in discipline being the highlight, as well as 10 and 13 in mobility and resilience. For our crayon-eating space rhinos, we have the Dune Marchers. This exotic builds up a charge as you run, and on shoulder charge impact on some poor random dude, zaps any of those poor bastards' mates who happen to be standing nearby, just minding their own business as well. Feel sorry for them? Don't. They were in it as well, no doubt. The guns gave it away. Again, the Dune Marchers are not a bad exotic, but you're unlikely to use them too much over some of the other pieces in the Titan's exotic arse and all. The roll this week suits with 14 in strength and a pretty reasonable 19 in resilience, followed by mobility at 11. Last and certainly least, if you're looking at my playtime hours, the Space Freaks, or if you prefer to be more political, the Warlocks. They get the claws of AHAMKARA, which give you an extra melee charge. They get 62 points in total, with the high points being recovery and strength at 17 and 15 respectively. The claws certainly would be handy on some builds, no doubt, though I prefer other exotics personally, probably because I don't really know how to use Warlocks the best. Speaking of which is a good segue. My not-so-young ankle-biter Falcon is currently prepping up a 3-series video focusing on getting the most out of your Warlock. Probably one I should be watching, I suppose. Now, just before we get the hell off of Callus's barge, before he asks us to polish the crown jewels, don't forget to grab yourself the fated Engram, if you have a spare couple of Hungy shards collecting dust. For any dummies amongst us, it does give you a guaranteed drop of an exotic that you don't have on that class. unless you have them all already, in which case you'll just get a random drop. You can also use the exotic cipher that you stashed off of the season pass to grab an extra one if you choose. Well, that's it for Xur, and moving on to every cheater's wet dream, Trials of Osiris. I don't know that's a huge problem on consoles, but I know it's there to a small extent at least, but I hear it's pretty bad over on PC. In fact, a tear did come to my eye watching and hearing the pure emotion from Aztecross in his latest video about it. Hopefully Bungie comes through for you, champion. Now, this weekend's map is Convergence. Well, that means nothing to a PvE main like me, so for everyone else, it's this one. The sweet loot you'll be fighting for is at 3 wins. You get tomorrow's answer today. That is the Void Rocket Launcher. One of everyone's favourite shotguns, the Astral Horizon, at 5 wins. And good news, something to keep the farmers out of the first few games to give you a half a chance, the Summoner at 7. Going flawless this week will net you some DAX. After all, fighting in space would be pretty cold without pants. Don't forget to see everyone's favourite Saint 14 first to grab the bounties, especially the first one that even dads like me can earn to get at least one bit of the good stuff. Good luck in there all, especially to my fellow Velocity clanmates. On to the TWAB to see what goodies Bungie has for us this week. Okay. Plenty of charity things going on. Visit the Bungie site for more details on that. There's a couple of prizes and winners announced. Okay. Here we go. Known issue. Let's take a quick look. Okay, don't use ruinous effigy balls to destroy the eyes if you're up to that part on the catalyst. You only want to shoot them. Otherwise it can stuff up your triumph. Couple of other things they've been raving on about for weeks, like the means to an end quest not progressing, so join another player and piggyback to the next part if need be. And don't forget, if you don't finish the means to an end quest in 1 week, it will lock you out of the next week. Honestly guys, that's actually about as much as there is, and now I do understand a tweet I saw from one popular content provider that it was the first TWAB in 2 years that they weren't doing a video on. It would be a damn short video for sure. And that's a wrap for today, guys. I've crapped on long enough, but I really do hope that you enjoyed today's episode. I'll be back next Saturday morning with more of the same. I've also got an easy mods video for Monday, and later in the week Falcon will kick off his Warlock series, which I genuinely think will be of value to anyone who uses Warlocks, especially the kindergartens amongst us and dummies like me. Thanks again for watching and or skipping to the end. That's for you, Ruse. And don't forget that subscribe and comment bullshit to help us grow. And until the next time, grab your piece of string in your tin cans. You're going to need them again next week as I see you again down under.